Hi, I'm George, the Weather Dad, with a winter weather update. As promised, we have two storm systems to talk about. The biggest one is going to be next week, but we have a pretty good sized storm system that's going to produce maybe 2 to 4, maybe 3 to 6 inches in a small area right across the Ohio Valley. But let's first talk about here on Friday. This is the weather model that I really like. It's showing a lot of consistency. This is what we call the GFS. Give you some perspective. There's Lake Michigan, there's Indiana, Ohio, Florida, the Gulf of Mexico, there's Texas, Oklahoma, and this is Friday morning. You see the heavy snow in this area, and this band will continue to move east, northeast, and some strong thunderstorms will stretch its way down into the Gulf of Mexico. By Friday evening, some precipitation breaks out here in the Ohio Valley. It's going to be a mixture, probably more in the form of rain, maybe some light snow in southern Indiana near Indianapolis, more snow back towards Missouri. But here's where the severe weather, flooding rains could be occurring. This again is Friday evening. By Saturday morning, you can see here the system stays well enough south where there's going to be a band of some heavy snow here. This model and this time frame is showing some heavy snows right along the Ohio River, southern Indiana, Kentucky, southern Ohio, and it's going to be very interesting to see where that band sets up. 2 to 4 inches, probably a good bet. It's a fast mover, so it's going to be moving out pretty quick. But once again, we're still about 3 days out, so that band could go further north, could be a little bit further south. But right now, it looks like there's going to be somewhat of a winter wonderland across the Ohio Valley there on Saturday. By Saturday night, that quickly moves off towards the east. Pennsylvania, looks like you could be seeing some heavy snow. West Virginia, Virginia, with some thunderstorms stretching back towards Florida. That is storm number one. Here we go with storm number two. This is Monday midday. It is getting cranked up. The system itself is just past the panhandle of Texas. Heavy snow band will be certainly in this area. That'd be Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri, Illinois. In that area, very heavy rain will be occurring with some potential severe thunderstorms in the lower Mississippi Valley and also along the Gulf Coast. Now, this map is somewhat difficult to read because you see all these black lines. That indicates the intensity of this system, and it also indicates the strong winds. The closer these lines are, the stronger the winds are going to be. Now let's go to Tuesday midday. You see a lot of color here. That system now is in Missouri. There's Texas. This is the Gulf of Mexico. Here's Ohio. I think that we could see right here in the Ohio Valley it start off as snow. This would be probably Monday night on into Tuesday morning, but this map should verify sometime around Tuesday midday. We see some very heavy snow there, but quickly changing over to some very heavy rain, possibly some thunderstorms. Looks like we could be looking at some severe weather along the Gulf Coast states. Backside, where the cold air is and the very strong winds, we could be looking at some blizzard conditions, and that could be just north of St. Louis, back towards Kansas, Nebraska, as well as Oklahoma. Once again, notice the dark lines, how close they are. Now, as we work our way on into Tuesday night, you can see that precipitation, if it starts off as snow, will change over quickly to some very heavy rainfall. We could be looking at some inches of rain, could be some localized flooding, severe thunderstorms stretching back towards the southeast and the Gulf Coast. But notice this area of purple. That's some blizzard-like conditions. That's going to be close to St. Louis. And as this system continues to move towards the northeast, look what happens here. Chicago, right now, based on this model, again, we're still a ways out. Looks like you could be seeing some very heavy snow, certainly on into Michigan and Wisconsin. Grand Rapids, you could be looking at a boatload of snow as well as the system moves up. Now, we're looking at heavy snow also in Pennsylvania and upstate New York. But once again, as this moisture, warm air moves into your area, that will probably change over to some rain. But there looks like that could also work its way on into the northeast as this system continues to move. Once again, very strong gusty winds, wind gusts at least 40, maybe even stronger than that on Tuesday and on into Wednesday. Then the system will move out pretty quick. But once again, it's a dynamic situation. The models are changing, and I'll be back tomorrow with another update. Till then, I'm George, the Weather Dad.